more Space Engineers. Hal here, and today, actually not really sure what we're going to be doing. One thing I need to do, I think we need to get these guys sorted out. So let's do this first segment. Drop you down to 3 meters. Should be good there, and we're going to reverse this and we'll get some more mining going on. So that's if you remember early on, this is an area that we had mined out down here. Oh, I think this was just getting some stone, I think is what we needed just to get everything going down here. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that this has all been mined out, and we have a little spot there as well. But yeah, so anyway, let's get up here and let's talk about what we're going to do. So if you remember last time we were together, I took the, well, still temporarily named or tentatively named sand crab out for a bit of mining, and the ship actually has worked really well. We brought back quite a bit of resource, so it's gotten to the point where now we're really just processing all of that resource, and then with the stone and everything that we're pulling out of the beginning area here, I don't think we really need a mining craft, like a combination mining craft hauler. I do think we're pretty good with just this being a hauler at this point, which means everything from the hinge out can go away. Now, I am going to have a dedicated miner that I'm trying to build blueprints for. I'm just not sure if it's going to work the way I want it to work. So okay, let's talk about that. We'll actually get Bob working on this stuff. And you go away, and you will go away. There should be at least one builder out here. Oh, and yeah, we've got a second platform now. Did I leave? Let's see. What the bobs? Bobs are turned off. Okay. Makes sense then while we're not doing what we want them to do. All right. And all of that can go away as well, which is fine, because it will all get ground down eventually. Alright, so that gets that done. So that will then become our dedicated hauler, which is actually not a bad thing, because then we can put some turrets on the front of this beast that will actually be piped in instead of having to manually reload them. Which, by the way, those little turrets, those things are beastly, man. They've actually been doing really good about keeping the zombies away from us. Oh, all right. So if we do all of that, okay. So Bob cleaned up our mess for us. Let's come over here for a second, and we are going to go ahead get these guys turned off again. Alright, so what I'm talking about doing, actually, do I have some plates? I do. I may actually have enough plates to do this. And so let's go. Actually, that's not a bad idea, because then Bob will just tear it down for us. Alright, so let's go up to here. Alright, so as you are probably aware, drills on large grid are 3 blocks, right? So the drill head would be this middle block, and it'll clear that tile, that block above it, a block below it, and then to either side. And then what it does is also gets the half blocks to either side, right? So that's our drill, that's our clearance area for the drill. So if I want to have multiple drills, what I'm thinking here is that we end up with something a bit like this. Really? Right. And this will be looking down, like this would be, say, our floor area. And then what I want to do is have something that does this. We're going to do that from over here as well. Oopsie. Right? Yeah. And so what I'm thinking is that we end up with something like this pattern looking down from the top. Because what I want to do is I want to have, let's go, see, I don't know if I can get away with this, because it would require me to have things set up in a way that, so what I want to look at is if we have a large atmospheric thruster. See, the problem is that it's 3 by 3, and what I wanted to do is have it sit effectively in the middle there. Well, because it'll clear that, but it won't actually occupy that space. So what we might be able to do then is if we do that, let's grab that for a second. The drills would be slightly off center. Because what I'm kind of thinking here is if we do, no, not that. Let's grab that. All right. So you know how these are 3 by 3 as well, right? So what we're talking about doing is having somehow having cargo container, thruster in the middle, cargo container. And then what I'm thinking is that as long as, 1, 2, so we could have it set up there. All right, let me grab some plates first. All right. So if we go with the idea of a thruster sitting probably there-ish. Because that'll be there, so yeah. I mean, I could actually just do 2 thrusters there in the middle. All right, so if we do there, so if we did something like that, right, we could have something that drops down. So we'd have the drills basically have a line off of here with the drills coming down. And then we could have a line coming off of the cargo containers to hold thrusters in place. So we'd basically have a drill on either side of the thruster. And then maybe one in between them. Okay, that might work. But basically what I'm going to do is have a system set up that will allow me to basically do vertical drilling and be able to haul all of it back. So it's going to be big. I'm just not sure how big and how I'm going to work all of these out. But this should give you an idea of kind of what I'm thinking. And like I said, this will actually be sitting down on the ground. So I think what we're going to do is let's start with a cargo container and put drills in betwixt. Actually, do I want to? Yeah, I think we'll be able to prototype this. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this out of here. Actually, let's turn Bob on, let him do the breakdown for us. There. They should grind those down. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so if we do that, I think that'll work. I'm gonna let Bob take some of this apart for us. Actually, it's gonna be just as fast for me to do it. See, much faster. All right. Drop those off. Let's go over here really quick. We're gonna turn Bob off again. And we are going to, let's grab that, get rid of that. And we will change that color up. Yep, and that looks like that counts. 1, 2, 3 should be high enough. All right, now what we're talking about is 2 cargo containers that are sitting on top of thrusters. So the thrusters are 3 blocks. So let's bring this up like, I'll go ahead and do that. And we're gonna have you guys sitting something like that probably. I guess we can get away with this. So if we do that, so we don't have any way of connecting them. But we know it's going to give us 3 by 3 by, so if I do 1, 2, 3, I think I will need to have a drill in the middle. Alright, so I hit him once. I know that there's bullet drop now. I'm wondering. I hit him a couple of times. Alright, because it's just irritating me having him sitting there. Alright. Look at that. Every shot hit. Okay. So do I want to do... Let's do cargo. So we'll do a small cargo container there. And then we can have large cargo again. And then we have one large thruster there, one large thruster here. And so I need conveyors to come down. All right. So we are going to do a little bit of a build, obviously. Let's go that way with them. 2, 3. And then, all right, so if I do that, that means we can get that in there, and that in there, and that holds those in place. And then we can have conveyors coming down here, here, outsides, and the front sides, and that should, with the drills, should give us enough clearance that these will actually be able to plunge, and we'll have one here to take out the stuff in the middle. So in theory, at least. Alright, so let's grab that. So if we do, because what I was kind of thinking was basically have this split so that there would be a drill here, or a like a conveyor with the drill on either side and a connector in the middle. Okay, so your collision box goes up to there, which means you guys are gonna come off here for a second, because this needs to come out. And we want conveyor junction to go in. And then we can do thruster. Okay. And so if we do the one there, I mean, I guess technically it would clear. I mean, it'll be the same collision box as the thrusters, but I may want that. I think I want that to come down one. No, I do. I want it. We'll try it there. I mean, absolute worst case, we can just tear the whole thing apart and rebuild it. Which means we're gonna have a there. And there, and then we're going to repeat on this one. Okay, so that means that block is going to be clear, and that block will be clear, because you're going to get a half block here. Yeah, so it should work. The only area I might run into problems are on these outside corners, because you're going to go 1, 2, and 3 with a half block here, and you're going to do 1, so you'll do that one and a half block there in on a different direction. So no, that might work. And like I said, absolute worst case, we just put a drill on either side of that one. Okay, so I think that'll be our rig. And then everything else is basically just trying to get it where it needs to go. And I think for this one, we'll actually keep it somewhat simple. Let's go your landing gear. Let's do this one. Alright, so you actually have connector there. So I could do that. Alright, so you're going to come out 1 block. So that comes out 1. That gives me 2. It's going to give me 2 blocks to play with. So if I mount something here, actually if I mount something above us, so what I'll probably end up with, is one thruster like that and then another one over here pointing in a different direction. And then in theory I should be able to put laterals on either side facing out, but what I'll probably do is have them mount it something like that. Like we'll have a block here to connect it, and then that'll sit in that area. Maybe. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I mean, I may actually have to do that, which wouldn't be bad. Of course, that does block our ports. Alright, so if we go... like so. All right, and we'll repeat this on the front side. And then I'm guessing lateral thruster there, so we'll have one on the front, one on the back for lateral controls. So basically like this, and like I said, we'll have one in the front that does the same thing, so that'll give us at least two in both directions. That would be funny, but not in a good way. And so then basically we have the same situation here, which that'll go away because we need it to. So then that means we just need to get that one connected up, which we will do in a quick moment. And so I'm thinking let's go like so. So we'll do the same on this side. Where we have one there, we have one there. And we have one there. Alright. Okay, and then that gives us the ability to then say, do I want to put an O2 tank on this? Might not be a bad idea to have an O2 tank or an O2 generator on this. But we're basically going to have 2, 3, 6, 12 batteries on it. So I might be O2 on one side, an O2 generator on one side, and then maybe 2. 1, 2, 3. I guess we can get away with that. Alright, so let's do this. We don't need any more of those. So what I'm thinking is we have, say, something that goes like that. And like, yeah, like that. Pop that out. We throw an O2 in. Right, make sure that's, yes, okay. So if we do that, we've got a large connector there, which allows us to have that. Grab the big azimuth ore detector because we can. You know what? Let's go. I kind of like it looking like that. All right. So if we have all of that. We do a couple of batteries. Let's go and grab you out. And I just like the warfare batteries. I think they look nice. I think I've said that multiple times at this point. And like I said, that'll come out. Actually, I might be able to. Yeah, so if I go, you come down, you come down, you go in there, I should be able to pop all of this. All right. And then you are going to be like so. So you're going to come down 2, 3, and then the drill goes there. 1, 2, yeah. Which we're not going to be able to place yet because everything's in the way, but that's okay. All right, so that lets us start getting all that in. We'll flip that. That gives us 2 lateral. And then we're going to do one there. And one there. Right? It's Space Engineers. We don't have to worry about things being okay. You and you. Yep, that should be good. All right. Center of mass transport is good. All right. And now I just need gyros, which actually we need to put the rest of the batteries in. Let's get those in first. And gyro. That's one, and I'm thinking what I may do is I may actually string them along the bottom here instead. So that they'll end up being Something like that. And then that leaves that open where
So I guess you like climbing ladders then?
So, alright. So I think that gets us what we're looking for. Gotta find one that's turned on. There we go. I'll just drop this stuff straight into the refinery. Oh no, you get over there. Okay. And I think that about gets it for us. We got primary propulsion, we've got lateral, we've got lift, drilling array, storage, cargo, or gyros, and everything is mostly piped in except for this side, which will pipe in once everything is said and done. Ore detector. Oh, connector. That's what we're forgetting. I need to get the connector in here, which is going to require you to go there and so you end up there. So the only thing left to do then is to pipe these guys in, which is actually that was the other thing we needed the conveyors for. Where'd my conveyor go? There it is right in front of me. Okay. Since you all right, so I'm gonna thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you know the routine. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to let me know. I do appreciate them and I enjoy answering them. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.